I want to give my condolences to Sean Clark's family, his wife and his kids, his entire family, the family at UCF, the App State family. We have a lot of guys and people, guys and girls on staff that have worked with Sean. They had worked for him. I knew him as a fellow O-line coach. Just one of the truly good people in this profession, and even people that didn't know him. I think when stories about him were going around yesterday, it really hit a lot of people and really puts in perspective what's important in life. And to make sure that you're around those people. So just horrible day within the profession with that. I know it's on a lot of people's mind, but the whole Georgia Tech family is sending our condolences to the entire family. So we got back in on Sunday, and like we said after the game, we were no different than every Sunday, guys. We were very objective, very detailed in what we go about. We correct. We talk about what we did well, didn't do well, clean up, and it's never as good, never as bad as you think when you watch the film. But there's things we got to clean up. Now, there's a lot of things we did really well in the game, and trying to hit it off because I know there's some questions you guys are going to ask. So, but I mean that's the same with every game. It doesn't matter what the score is. We don't look at it from the term of scores or stats. We look at it as production. And do we produce? And do we keep the chains moving, or do we stop them on the other side of the ball? So it's all things we got to continue to work on and clean up. And I think the big thing is when things are going well, you can't look at each other and expect them to continue going because someone else is doing it. Well, the same thing comes when someone doesn't execute or something bad happens or a bad play is called. You can't look at it from that. Oh gosh, now it's down the drain, or one person did. Now it's the next person. As everyone does their job, and those things don't. You don't spiral on those things. And we had 3 consecutive drives that were poor drives, and we it's not coach talk, but we truly just did not execute. And we came out after halftime, and right away, the whole focus all week was starting fast at halftime, and we put the ball on the ground. And credit to the team, credit to the guys, they were able to move on from there. But we identified some things we got to continue to work on, and some things we got to eliminate. Not just about working on things, there's things we have to eliminate. So, I thought the team came back on Sunday with a real coach me attitude. Probably as good as I've seen out of them. And really carried over to today's practice, and the intensity and the work we did at practice got done today. We know this is a huge game. It's a huge game for us. It's a huge game for them. And it's our first conference road game, so it'll be a big challenge for us. It's our 5th game. They've had I think 16 days off now since their last football game, and they've probably been working on us for the last 10 or 11 days. So we got some catch up to do there, and put a lot of eggs in the basket and get ready to roll on Saturday morning. So, any questions?
Chad.
You spoke on the radio yesterday about coaching Goliath, coaching David.
Yeah.
It's a little bit tougher. Not that Georgia Tech is maybe quite a Goliath.
No,
quite
we're not.
yet.
We're not even close to a Goliath.
But is that sort of the narrative this week that a lot of folks are going to be coming after Georgia Tech now?
Well, that was the message last week, that you're going to get 100 from everybody, and we don't have margin to let up at all. Every game's going to be a close game. That's the way we look at it. Right? Every game's going to be a 4-quarter football game, and we have to be prepared to play that way. It is I think I said yesterday, anybody can coach David, but being able to tame Goliath and get him to go all the time when it's pretty easy for him most of the time. It really feeds off of a story we used last year with the same thing. So, no, and every week's a challenge. Right? I love it. I mean, to be in this type of environment here at Georgia Tech, this is something we've really craved for a long time. We've worked towards for a long time. there's a lot of coaches on the staff that have experience in these types of times when the pressure's on. Man, it's a great feeling. And I told the team Sunday, pressure is a privilege. It truly is. I mean, it means y'all have earned that. And as they become used to it and accustomed to it, I mean, the outside noise starts to fade away then.
Thanks.
You have a lot of young first and second year guys on the defensive line. How is their production coming along, and are they progressing from game to game?
The second year players, Amontre and Jordan, I'm trying to think who else, Landon. Those would be. Say it again.
Garrett.
He's first year.
Yeah.
But the second year guys, I think they're starting to develop, and Montre's one that's really continued to come along and improve every week. We got to continue to eliminate the things that he's not doing right, whether it be a technique flaw or some stance flaw or an assignment. And so he's playing full speed 100% every time. But I've been proud of him. Landon Marshall's another one that's starting to come on and had a good off season, good spring, good preseason. He's getting more and more burn as we're going out there and improving every time too.
Okay.
Coach, not week 4 related, but the ACC did move to the 9-game conference schedule. Give me thoughts on that, just in general.
It's still 12 total, isn't it? I really don't. I mean, 8-2, 9-1. We're set up here to play a lot of really good opponents. We've got a really good conference schedule, and then we're going to continue to play really good out of conference opponents. Right? That's the name of the game. You only get so many chances each year to go out and play the game. So I want to play the best there is all the time. So.
Patrick. Coach Key, you won again the other day, having quote-unquote lost the turnover battle, and that's, I think, the 3rd time this year. But 4-0 is 4-0. Is there a way you can coach your team to produce more turnovers on defense? Is that coachable?
Well, as opposed to producing more on defense, how about we eliminate the ones on offense? That's the ones that are killing us, right? That's what's unacceptable. Unacceptable, right? And has there ever been a year ago where there were 0 turnovers? I don't know. Not that I can recollect, but I know this. We had it was game 8 last year before we even had 2 or 3. And I say all the time, last year means nothing about this year. And when you do a deep dive into it and you see kind of what they're coming from, and it goes back to practice. And look, there's a lot of times you can say, "Oh, we never have that happen in practice." Well, are you really practicing game-like scenarios and situations in practice? Right? That's what it is. Okay, whether it's the way a defensive end plays a certain run or a certain formation or how they spin a coverage and play a coverage, right? Practice reps become game reality, right? And then those practice reps have to mimic the speed of the games. And I thought we did that today in practice. But it's not the team setting part of it. It's when you get into the individuals, the group work, the individual work. That's where we got to continue to put the pressure on the guys and with those reps and put them in the most challenging positions. To go out and run a play in practice when game 5, week 6, week 7 of the year to run a day 1 play versus a day 1 front or coverage or offensive formation. To me, that doesn't really do any good. I mean, at this point, we need to be going against the hardest things that are out there, the things that people are going to do to try to challenge us. That's why people game plan. Right? If something hurt you the week before, it's going to hurt you again. It's not necessarily what you've seen on tape that other team do. All right, now that's a lot of it, but it's a lot of what got you in the past. Right? What's a run that has cut you 2 or 3 times in the first 4 games? What's a blitz or a technique that they're playing on the defense or coverage, right? And then we have to incorporate that into how they play the opponent we're playing that week and be able to mimic those things.
Luke?
Just jumping on that point with turnovers, some of them have been, exchange issues, high snaps at times on the zone read. you know, Coach McKenzie's talked about in the past how much you guys work on that. When you look at the tape and see some of those, what's jumping out? Is it more attention to detail thing? Is it something that can be easy?
No, it's technique. He's doing things the right way all the time, right? Right, if your track's the inside foot of the guard or the front side foot of the center, then that's what it needs to be, right? If your eyes are on the football and the football's supposed to be right here, then it's supposed to be right here. I mean, the quarterback's got a lot of things to look at now. I mean, he's looking at coverage, he's looking at front on reads, he's looking at all this. So if he has to take his eye off for the football, I mean, that throws the whole thing off, right? It's not just one person. It's not just the one person that put it on the ground, okay? It's ultimately everyone involved from the time the ball snapped until that whistle blows and the play's completed, right? So there's a lot of things that go into it. You know, we've had 2 exchange issues. We've had a high snap that ended up being a turnover, 2 interceptions, and then we had the one where we had the botched play on the first drive of the game against second game of the year. You know, we had a botched play, and Aaron pulls the ball down, and they end up stripping it out, right? Oh yeah, they're in my head. They're stuck in my head. I know exactly why they happened, and you know, to play winning football, you can't turn the ball over. If the ball continues to get turned over, right, in the same way, we either won't run those plays, right, we won't continue to do it that way. But to do the same thing, expect to get a different result is idiotic to me, right?
Coach, can you just your thoughts on the upcoming match against Wake Forest? What's just caught your eye early?
Yeah. I mean, this is a good football team now. First thing that catches your eye is how they play. They play hard. This is they have a new coaching staff in there. I've had a chance to spend some time with Jake in the off season at the coaches' meetings and whatnot. I mean, talk about a good football coach now. I mean, he's come up the hard way. Small ball, played small ball, worked his way up through the ranks. Got the head job at Washington State as the interim. Had success there. I think 3 out of 4 years. Taken some bowl games. They've had quarterbacks come out of there. Left and right. They've had success. And then how they play on defense. I mean, you watch these guys cover kicks. You watch them, their kick returner. You watch how they rush field goals. I mean, just those things that really show the toughness of a football team. Offensively, I've got some familiarity with some of the guys on the staff. The offense coordinator was an analyst for us in Tuscaloosa for those years. The quarterback coach, Dan Enos, longtime coordinator, head coach in college football. Robbie Zell, who's the coordinator. He was the coordinator of South Alabama last year and had a lot of success. But you can see the influence on what they're doing. You can see Rob's influence. You can see some of Dan's influence on the offense. Right, they're driven through the quarterback. They have good skill players. Right? Their running back is a very, very good running back. He can hit it between the tackles. He can bounce it outside. He can make people miss. And then that receiver they have, number 10. This is a 10-2-7 guy now. I mean, this guy can roll. I mean, you think you've seen fast now. This dude is fast. He's also their kickoff returner. Took one all the way back versus NC State on their game, their last game. All of it, what they're doing offensively goes through their quarterback, Robbie Ashford, another guy I've got a lot of that I have history with as far as knowing him from recruiting. He's from Birmingham, Hoover High School. Remember recruiting him out of high school, and he's played a lot of football. He's had a lot of snaps, and they are doing a really good job with him and playing to his strengths and what he does well. They have a really good play-action game. And they're able to run, if they can establish the run and get the play-action game going. They're varying formations, tackle overs, unbalanced, mixing enough tempo fastballs to keep you honest. They have good receivers. I mean, number 10, number 4. I mean, they have good tight ends that can catch the ball and be also at the point of attack. Robbie can run the football. He throws on the run. Got a really good arm. So, I mean, this is going to be a big challenge for us now. They've done a really good job of putting together talent in a short amount of time up there. I've been very impressed with how they play the whole game. Their special teams are, I'd say probably one of the top 15, 20 special teams units in the country. When you look just overall teams and the rankings and how they go, that's going to be a huge matchup for us. I think it's going to be a very even matchup, and that's going to help determine the football game or special teams. It's something we've taken a lot of pride in. We've done well this year, but we've got to be even better this Saturday. We do. Defensively, they play a lot of fronts. They move. The guys inside are low center of gravity guys. They play with power. They can push the pocket. They can flat wall the run. They have one of the better safeties, I think, in the country. Stout middle linebackers that can run sideline to sideline. This is a well put together football team, right? And I've been very, very. I wish we didn't have to play them. I'm sitting here, complimenting them, but when I turn on the tape and I see teams play the game a certain way, it excites me. It really does. And major props to Jake and his staff and what they've been able to do in such a short amount of time.
Coach Key, you obviously know Robbie Ashford very well. Does this game remind you a little bit of Haynes King, the way he plays?
Never thought about that. One's from Hoover, one's from Longview. Different parts. No, but he's an athletic guy. He can run. He can throw on the run. He can get up. He can pick up a lot of hidden yardage with his feet. He tucks the ball down and goes. And they sprint him out. They boot him. They move the pocket. They'll run him. He does have some similar traits. Different style, but in I guess you'd say production-wise, as far as being able to use their feet for production too. Yeah. They've done a nice job on their play action game too. They really have. They get in a bunch of different sets and formations and motions, and work to get matchups and free. When you got a guy that can take the top off like that, it's something to be aware of.
Anything else? All right, Chad, if you want to wrap us up.
You've been talking about explosives a lot. What constitutes an explosive play for the offense, and how are you guys doing so far in that area?
Yeah, well,
Is it like 10 yards, 15 yards?
no. So explosives, every offense and defense considers different. Okay, kind of I'd say the barometer is 12 on a run, 18 on a pass, some are 20 on a pass. The way when me and Pat are going through all the statistics throughout the previous game and the next game, we keep it we keep it the same across the board, where it's 20 yards for our overall. That's what a lot of the analytic people that we use, they consider the same thing, 20, because now it's fair across the board, right? We talk about the turnovers we've had, right? The penalties we've had, the things we have not done well. Well, the biggest predictor in wins and losses in college football are explosives, right? And preventing explosives. That is something we've done very well on both sides of the football. Right? We've limited our explosives given up by a ton. I don't know the exact number. And our explosives on offense have been up there. All right, so that is something that we've done very well. We've got to continue to do that well. When you emphasize one thing, you're going to give up a little bit in something else, right? But it can't be a total sacrifice of the other just to do the one thing. So we've got to improve in the other areas, but we've also got to continue to do that well.